Who's gonna come out on top? I have no damn idea, but I think we are in for one hell of a series.
I am so stoked for this one. Some OGs of the VCT who squared off against each other all the way back in 2021 are doing it again. You know, Nats played Munchkin when Munchkin was on Crazy Raccoon. He played Buzz and Stax back when they were on Vision Strikers. So things a bit different this go around, but it's awesome to see some of the old heads. That's
straight into it. Izu off to the races, able to find Miniboo. Wayne at the same time, taking down Meteor. So kill gonna be found on the extremities of both of the sites. But Purpo and Wayne doubling up here as Buzz and Izu now gonna be struck down. Nats getting himself involved, and now it's just Stax. Sheriff in hand has been good with it, but not today, not on this round. Team Liquid very quickly take the opening pistol.
That's a big one for Team Liquid because T1 was really good on pistols as the kickoff wore through in Pacific, because they were starting to just win them. RRQ learned that the hard way. This right here is great. I mean, exactly what the desk is talking about. You're seeing them push extremities. You're seeing them be confident, take some of those one-on-ones. And sometimes Team Liquid will spread the map here on Breeze. They're not always just going to send it down. A lot of times they'll hold back, especially when they got better guns in hand, and try to take some longer range fights. This time around, just a little bit of a mid push. Wayne trying to use the wall somehow.
For some damage there, sees the entry from the Jet. Camo here at backside, will be able to take down Buzz, but does eat a good amount of damage. Purple there, covering fire, able to find Meteor. Stack's gonna be healed back one as Wayne will fall, but this widely should go the rest of the way for G1, but Stax again, last one standing. Does have a recovered weapon in his hand, has to go for the reload as he tucks away. Swing of the pillar, headshot bound, and it would be an ace clutch, and one of Monsters wanted that. They're gonna face together, but Stax isolating and destroying! An ace to tie it up! Stax! What an unbelievable clutch!
You have got to be kidding me!
It's astounding.
He has just been getting better and better. The beginning of kickoff for Stax was so rough. I mean, he had some real stinkers, to be honest, but that is vintage Stax right there.
And the desk was talking about it, Wyatt mentioning how Team Liquid needs to hit the ground running. They do so with the pistol, but they end up jamming us, stick right into the spokes of their bicycle. Falling over his Meteor now, trying to take this opening contact, but Miniboo, okay, on for his own, finds 2 kills as Buzz will fall. Munchkin able to recover the weapon. Juggling these back, getting him passed over. Spray takes Camo down low, 34 HP, Stax at risk. The drone gonna be going through, and Munchkin dead. Camo finds Stax, and oh boy, they're right back on the bike. And this time it's T1 eating the pavement, flat on their faces. Izu similarly needing an ace as we are already into chaotic territory. Double stack set up around that corner. Izu gonna take the time to grab the orb, wants to get even closer to that dimensional drift. Grabs up the weapon, they'll hear the swap, but of course the spike is still a world away. And clearing all these angles is impossible. Still does well to get the one, but it's gonna be a Mastercard thrifty for Team Liquid to trade it right back.
And there you go, this is exactly what you're gonna get from Team Liquid in some of these rounds, especially on an eco. They're gonna wanna just stack up and hit the gas. And Miniboo, that is a beautiful flash to set him up too. Meteor tries to go wide and Miniboo's having none of it. Yeah, and the timing there off of the back of the drone.
Nice, let's go!
Woo!
Peeking those mics, but you cannot blame him.
No.
Excited to see it. As do we just continue this dance? This back and forth. There's a hero rifle here. There's a couple ultimates for T1.
Exactly. That's what I was just thinking. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing a drift invested into this round. See if you can get Stax, that Hunter's Fury, get a kill, pick up another gun. Buzz has got that hero rifle. You can get some extra firepower on your way in. Absolutely worth doing, but I like as well what I'm seeing right now from T1, being a little bit patient, making sure that Team Liquid isn't going to double down on that aggression that we saw in the previous round. It's on everybody's minds, the way they've been playing recently, the way that they were able to use that aggressive style to get the 3-0 over Fnatic. And here we go, Buzz. big entry coming up here, but they're going to hold the ult, it looks like.
Yeah, winning forward. Not sure if he got the spot on the way, but either way, drops down off of the box, and Buzz turns back to be able to find that opening kill. Up and over the top of the half wall, Izu finds Camo, and I think it might be happening. Plant now to come in, Stacks. There is no deep flank. If he can get out onto a wide angle, that Hunter's Fury is open season. 2 weapons now recovered. Miniboo getting tagged. Trying to walk his way forward, but he's playing up close with this Outlaw in hand. Well, Buzz just trying to continue to disguise this position at the wall. The swing in though, Buzz will be taken down. Purple with the elimination. So still just staying quiet, gone on red. Looks for the first, finds it, gets the second for the 3K, and the readjust for the 4th. As the pendulum swings, T1 ties it up 2-2.
Izu has been incredible as of late, and his patience pays off. Buzz, a beautiful entry. That's exactly what you're gonna need here for T1. That selfless dive play, getting that first kill. Something that Buzz has been very good at throughout his career. He's been very rock solid when it comes to internationals, very consistent in his play.
And if this does continue, I mean, it's just a game of chicken between the coaching staff. Who decides to pump the brakes to try to get that second round consecutively? Camo, he's looking to just go ahead and continue this swing back into their favor. Finds Izu. Hero of the previous round, now dead on the floor.
And this is going to open up some space for Miniboo. He will start to push if he doesn't sense any pressure. He's baiting for contact too. And there's none coming, so wouldn't be too surprised here. He starts making his move pretty quickly. Though it's hard to read. Last round, T1 very patient, sat back for quite a bit of the round. So for now, he's just starting to make his move. T1.
And we're watching on that deep angle. It's going to be some damage exchange, but Camo taking the worst of it. Tag to 56, Wayne holding close, Stinger in hand. Stack sends out the drone, could undo this position. 46 seconds remaining on the clock. T1 still keeping things quiet.
Gonna have to clear this close corner. It's gonna be the danger man is Wayne.
Recon at the ready, Camo skirting forward, getting closer and closer. Trying to set up this 50-50 angle perhaps. Stars now being placed, looking for the cuts on the corner, the push coming in. Wayne able to hold his own for one, but Buzz turns back, finds that elimination. Now Camo needing to try to hold the line, but no. Purple arrives at Arches, finds Buzz, and it's just Meteor left to his own devices. The trade backs shall continue until morale improves as Team Liquid will get themselves a 3rd round win.
This is just all off the back of that first pick. You get that kill onto Izu, and it opens up the match so much for Team Liquid, where they can just hold the line at those crossfires. Even with the Nova Pulse to try to clear a corner, still pretty clean there for Liquid to thwart the entry. So I think as T1, things are looking a little bit off kilter. You've had to rely on some pretty big hero plays to get where you're at. So they're going to be ready for this mid push out. This is Casey.
Well, Meteor has been identified here, all alone, isolated, and picked apart. Miniboo finding the kill, and now Team Liquid very well know what is going on. It's just T1 putting themselves forward onto the B site. 4v5 at the post plant, and Camo does have that ultimate available. Hunter's Fury's gonna come in, gets the first hit. Munchkin getting tagged up, now at risk, just dancing around the pillar, but cannot escape. Nowhere to go. Meanwhile, 2 players playing from Arches. Izu finds the timing, turning back and catching Wayne off guard.
Stack's in danger here. Is he going to be ready?
Oh, no, not at all. That's now striking in from behind. Now it's just down to Buzz, and Miniboo arriving at the spike, turns back, gets himself the 3K, and at long last, the team will be able to win 2 rounds in a row.
Well, I'm very curious, though. I wouldn't mind a timeout here from KDG for T1. The new coach steps in from their academy team. Tons of success in Korea that KDG have. He's been slowly but surely ramping up with this new team that he's joined. I wouldn't mind, yeah, a pause of the timer, and we are going to get it. To talk about this a little bit, I think you need to be a little bit more cautious of some of those entry angles. You got to make sure that when they're going to push down the extremities or through mid, that you've got some counter plays available early. You got to adjust to the pace a little bit here. Because I think part of the problem, if you actually go back and watch the last time Liquid played Breeze, they were actually a little slow. Like, they would take their time, especially in the first half on their defender side against Vitality. So I think maybe T1 expecting that you might get some of that same defaulting where they're just going to spread the map, you know, like one player up mid-nest, 2 players B site, 2 players A site, but they're throwing some trickery already. You need to make some adjustments quick.
We'll see what things look like here, but as you can see, the weapons at the moment for T1, not going to look to force up for anything too significantly. Could have the knives come in for Buzz. Showing that full armor for the moment. Looks like Stacks, decent amount of cash, might be playing around with the idea of a hero rifle. See what they land on as we get ready to go back into the action, but this could be a very big turning point here for Team Liquid. I mean, you mentioned the Vitality series. We were looking so incredibly good, but then started opening the door a little bit, and Vitality nearly had squeezed their way back through to push that map to an overtime. They cannot afford to have that happen here. Ask any of the teams at these events, and they'll tell you that opening series is so damn important. It gives you so much relief knowing that you have that extra little bit of safety net beneath your feet.
Yeah, and the confidence to just come in, get a good start. You know, for T1 as well, they haven't played a team that plays Neon on this map, so that's something they're going to be adjusting to. Most teams in Pacific favoring the Jet. So actually, you know, this might just be also a tempo, a getting used to the pace. Here we go, Buzz knives out.
Meteor gets himself on the board, solid kill on the Nats. Buzz trying to go for the entry. Little reposition. Camo gets himself back orange. As the smokes bloom, he'll swing around, does end up getting tagged by that drone. So for now, T1 have the site open enough to get a plant going. Still that Hunter's Fury in the back pocket. Surely Stacks remembers how to use it. As Izu, yeah, it's a real thing. It's a real guy. Finally finds the kill. Stacks whittled away at down to 20. Meteor now going to be taken out of the equation. Thrifty, the odds of closing this one out starting to dwindle for T1. The 3v4 in this post plant, the stun coming through, but Buzz with the knives is able to find himself a second kill. Updraft, looking for it, dashes away. The chase coming in though, and Miniboo hounds him down. Munchkin now last one standing to try to make a go of this. The 1v2, a Sheriff in hand, Snakebite delays. Wayne now getting onto the spike, trying to hold it up to half. The swing coming in, and Munchkin just cannot align it. Miniboo, another big multi-frag round for him. Collects the defuse, will be 2 charges away from the overdrive. Liquid now have a 3-round lead.
Yeah, you can already see this Neon is giving T1 fits. Decent knives from Buzz, but Miniboo all over the place. So hard to read what he's doing. A nice setup there with the util for him too. And then just doing a little bit of blocking for the diffuser. Wayne sticks it, has the smoke advantage as well. So difficult for Munchkin in that position. Not a bad idea there mostly, but somehow Camo able to slip the net past the eyes of, if it was Buzz or whoever's supposed to be watching that angle at that point. Great timing.
Now you have an operator online. First round for that, so a bit of a change up and something that they're gonna have to be concerned about, but for now, Nats holding this door, turns the pop flash, and mows them all down! Holds the door, gets himself 3, and T1. They are stuck up creek without a paddle. As Miniboo on the prowl, swinging around from behind, looking for the kill, and Stacks will be able to shut him down. How are you meant to get your way back into a winning position? You are not, unless Stacks pulls another ace out of his rear. He'll just be good for another kill. And Team Liquid now get up to 6.
It's only a matter of time with Nats before he shows up in one of those tricky positions where you least expect him. And he once again tucks in right outside of the smoke, and nobody checks it. Oh boy. You throw in the Cosmic Divide there too. That makes that much worse.
Not to be.
Love to see an opportunity for Stacks to use his ult, but he actually just hasn't really
so
had
far,
one.
yeah.
No. to you know, give him the benefit of the doubt there.
But the joke will continue.
It will. And, you know, I'm sure it makes Sliggy smile.
A pain smile, perhaps, but drone forward, Stacks spotting out Miniboo. Doesn't get the tag, though, so these players in Elbow not really able to play off this, and now they have a drone going their way that they have to be concerned about. Nizu trying to clear it, Miniboo.
Oh.
I don't think he had information on Buzz, but he just gets the turn fast enough. Overdrive into the zap down, Izu gone. That's both duelists now dead. As T1 are struggling. They both lobbed in, Stacks on the swing. Will be able to find that kill at range with the stinger, but Purpo lurks forward, gets himself underneath the pillar in mid. Meteor gets caught completely off guard. It leaves now just Stacks and Munchkin. Latter, which has not gotten themselves on the board yet in this map, will do so now. Taking down Nats for his first kill. 2v3 suddenly starts becoming a little bit more profitable, and they're going to be committing the pit into this one as well. Not the greatest weapon for the Viper, though, as he's going to look maybe for a timing here. Paranoid up into the corner, just tucked away. The push is coming through, trying to play it patiently. And my God, Munchkin finds one, tucks out immediately, but wasn't able to find a second kill. But now they have to go hunting. They have to try to clear him out. Flash, he just fully eats this thing. It takes a little while, but Camo eventually is able to find it. Does he have the shock dart set up? Knows that he needs to try to isolate this. Will just go in for it, but it's already held up to half. Cannot find him with the second, cannot get him with the third. Stacks has his work cut out for him now, trying to isolate, gets the diffuser, but cannot get them the round win. Close but no cigar. Team Liquid lock up a lead at the half.
That's a painful one. T1 is going to invest a couple big ultimates into that odd man situation to try to make a go of it. They almost get it done. Munchkin maybe a little too patient. So Buzz shoots at him, and Miniboo just turns on a dime and takes him out. He is absolutely feeling it. Just great cover here. That's a toughie for Stacks. Could have tried to bounce the shock darts there off the wall.
I thought that was going to be the setup, but
yeah.
Goes in for the Hunter's Fury and only finds the one tag. Unfortunately, it's just a little bit too late. Maybe some miscommunication and apprehension about whether or not they wanted to try to invest that second ultimate in. They do. They paid the iron price for it.
Like this from T1, taking your space quickly. At least get into the post plant. Still got to worry about that op, though. Miniboo. Great angles to use.
Oh, and Izu's just dead right there, center pyramids. Solid cleanup, looking for another, and sees Buzz, but Buzz punching back just a little bit faster. Finds the headshot, so up on the floor. Drone will get the spot, he repositions. Sliding away, but maybe a little bit closer than he could anticipate, but yep, the flash in, plays it in beautifully. So Munchkin's able to find one. Meteor now gonna be taken down. Munchkin gone, it just Stacks once again, asked to be the hero. A 1v3, and Camo's got him dead to rights. Clean shot. As I'm not sure why the pit is blooming, but Team Liquid get the round win. Maybe a bit of a Lakia moment. Still 2 more rounds we played out here, Nats.
You know, Nats, you had that one TP incident last year as well. But it's okay. I mean, Team Liquid is just frying right now. I mean, the way that they're being diligent about going through, clearing every angle, making sure that T1 is kind of off balance, trying to cover the space that they're losing to these kills, to these trades. And it's just phenomenal stuff from Liquid.
Maybe we'll hear the comms, and Nats just like, you know, I don't even need this. Here you go. I'll give you a freebie. See if you can still try to win a round.
I don't think Nats is that generous. But maybe.
He is that ruthless. Once again, fadeaway coming through. Miniboo looking to try to pre-fire the smoke. Clear the dart. It's going to be Wayne holding close, able to find the kill on a Buzz, but Munchkin with that Guardian in hand, storming forward, is able to find 2, and Stacks gets a piece of the pie as Purple will be taken down. 4-2. Cash up plenty. Do they try to make a go of this? Do they just back away? You do have Izu and Stacks who are critically close to getting those ultimates back online. So they are going to try to play this one forward, and Meteor going to be taken down. Camo able to just get a quick turn, and Izu will get out of dodge. It's Camo walking through the wall. Just 6 HP to try to be the difference maker, but Stacks will just pop up and say, how do you do? Cleans up the kill, and T1 will now break the win streak of Team Liquid, but the best they can hope for is an 8-4 half.
And this is kind of what I was starting to think in the back of my head is just turn up the tempo yourselves, T1. What you've been trying hasn't been working, so just make it scrappy. You know, you're a Pacific team. That's what we do in Pacific. It's scrap. It's just everybody just throwing what they've got and just trying to out-tempo your opponents. And Munchkin, one of the best with the Guardian, finds 2 big ones there on the entry. really break that one open. T1.
Look at this push. 4 players at the mid doors as Camo was sprinting out once again, immediately investing this ultimate, trying to see what info he can gather. And now Munchkin is under fire and taken down. He's not going to find that much damage on the mini-boo. As T1 now completely surrounded on all fronts. Main position will be abandoned, but they don't know that, so have to be wary about it. As the swing comes in, Camo immediately has the shutdown. Gorgeous shot from him. Stacks opening up with the Hunter's Fury, able to find Purpo, looking for a little bit more, but Camo is still taking names. Meteor eliminated Buzz now. Here with his long-term teammate, trying to be the difference makers as they get one apiece. The knives come out, but it doesn't matter. Stacks, another massive round for him. Locks up the 4th and final round in T1's favor.
That's a big hold for those 2 players because Team Liquid out-macroed the hell out of them on that round. They use their drift to set up that crossfire to take out Munchkin. Then Izu drifts on the back of sight, doesn't see a damn thing, and that makes it easier for Camo because he gets Izu on the drop. He's not ready for it, but a decent little end there for T1.
It's been a wild half already, so we need a quick little break. We'll see you guys after the halftime.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Back and about to go into the second half of Breeze, our opening map in the second series of the day. And right now, Team Liquid, a healthy lead, 8-4 over T1 after some insane back and forth across the opening 4 rounds. T1 barely able to scrape together those final 2.
Yeah, now you got to be kind of wondering if that was enough, and it doesn't get any easier.
I can tell you what isn't enough right now is the impact that we're seeing from Meteor.
Right.
1-11-1. This is completely unorthodox for a player of his caliber. 2-time trophy winner and MVP in one of those tournaments. Right now, we are not seeing the steady impact from him. Perhaps we'll see some more of it from this Astra on the defender side of the map. It does feel like if T1 want to wade back into this, they need Meteor to start stepping up. Because I'm a Stacks believer, but seeing Stacks at the top of the standings is certainly not a great indicator.
It's not for T1, no. You don't want to see Stacks there. You want to see Izu, Meteor, those 2 in particular. Going to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Quick entry here for Mini-Boo. Slide across.
For a catch, and Izu will be able to outdo him in the end. Meteor, clean tap. That's exactly what we're talking about. He's going to be looking for some more, but Buzz will take it away.
Spike down A.
This is great for T1.
Taking that back.
Just winning some big battles. Meteor so clean on that first shot. Nats' turn up to bat.
Spike still out in the open. Meteor shifting over, getting tucked away into that cubby. Stacks ready to counter swing. Purple catching a glimpse, seeing the enemy jet. The scale forward comes in, and Nats cannot get the flick across. So a flawless pistol for T1 to try to jumpstart the engine. Feels much needed for them, but is there just going to be some more thrifty shenanigans?
I think if anybody can do it, it's Team Liquid, that's for sure. It's going to be interesting what T1 wants to go for. This can't be all they're going for. 3 sheriffs and 2 marshals? Surely not.
This is paltry.
It is.
A very light buy.
Extremely. Especially on this map, you know, you've got such long ranges to work with. Okay, sure, why not, Munchkin?
Finds one. Needs a lot more of it, though, and we'll be able to fish for a little bit of damage on a mini boo. Spike planted for Team Liquid, however. Like to try to clear things out around the back, and Izu has that Marshall in hand, puts it to use as Nats gets taken down. Double stack within the smoke. Now gonna be taken out, and Munchkin, what in the hell? Fastest hand in the West. Just suddenly massacres 3 players. And it's gonna be a flawless follow-up to a flawless pistol. And T1 are now 2 rounds away.
Oh, and they're just swimming in cash. Thanks to the gunslinger here.
Oh my.
Woo!
That looks like a gameplay trailer moment.
Oh boy. And that's just crazy, the bonus that you're going to be able to bring. So you're basically buying into this bonus now. A Bulldog for Stacks, everybody else. Guns, even full armor for Munchkin after that big round. So this gets interesting for Team Liquid.
Looking for the entry, fast lane, set up, mini boo. Sliding his way in, but Stacks finding a timing, peeks out of the smoke, is able to find one. Izu at the same time taking down Wayne, but not before Buzz gets eliminated. Fish a little bit harder, eventually are rewarded. The Sova now gone. As Izu had control of A main, but actually just TPs back across, and now he's quite far away. Meanwhile, Meteor is trying to flush Nats out of this position, and he cannot. Holds the bridge, drops down, challenges out towards Sands. Izu will be able to take him out, so a 2v2. T1, they still have to clear a multitude of angles to try to figure out where these remaining players are.
Not much time to work with.
No, it's getting away from them here a bit. Munchkin, the dodge out on the relay bolt, but the time seems like it's already going to be gone, and there's the kills coming through. So Team Liquid able to deny the bonus conversion. Does end up costing them a couple players.
Yeah, and so the money going to be a little bit weak, but you're going to have enough here to get that outlaw for Nats. And he knows that he's going to be afforded opportunities based on the economy of T1 to find some players that are going to have half armors, most likely. And as we can see, it's going to be 3 out of 5 for T1 that are going to be vulnerable to the one-tap body shot from Nats. Of course, everybody remembers what he did in overtime with it on Abyss, but a little bit of a different scenario here, of course. They're holding back. They're expecting aggression out of T1, but kind of just trying to read into Munchkin's mind, which not the easiest to do for sure, but you do have a little bit of a push out, some space gained in mid for Izu, but otherwise, just Munchkin holding close.
Go, go, go.
Right at the front of B. Stacks gonna clear A main, gonna see nothing. This is a little bit difficult. Okay, so now you know the outlaw's there. And as Stacks, he's okay with that. He can challenge that with his full armor. Meteor cannot. Now they're gonna go that way. Maybe the game plan here is challenge Stacks instead of Boaster for this one. We'll see.
Meteor just pulling back away. TP forward from Camo. Quick spot out. Mibu fearlessly charging forward, taking this space. At backside, Pop Flash going to be sent down. The drag across is going to be found. Izu and Meteor both fall. Stacks just slowly creeping out towards safety. Call to save may very well have already been made, but they're not going to be able to retain too much of anything as Buzz joins him 6 feet under. Just Munchkin, maybe to try to go for some exits if he wants to hold on to the judge. Get tucked away alongside the doors. See if anyone falls for the trap, but it seems like the answer is going to be no. The Team Liquid, 4 players still alive, moving up to double digits.
This one is a bit of a head scratcher here for T1. Again, all really grouped up there behind the box at A. I think that's not a position you want to get stuck in, especially against the Neon. You got to give the Neon a little bit of space to get the trades. You don't want to let it just slide right by you. You know there's going to be another player coming in behind or from another angle from Camo. And Munchkin took forever to start making his move on the other side of the map. He was waiting in that door for quite a while after that execute began. Just never really found his groove, I guess, but he's gonna have a rifle. Buzz is not gonna be able to buy anything here.
He's gonna be the lone defender. Gives himself the best weapon to try to make a go of it. Well, won't get a clean tap. Wayne taken down, now just sliding back, quickly repositioning as Purple trying to find the kill, but Munchkin does manage to persevere. Narrowly at that, but 36 health remaining. Keeps himself alive. There's no real safety to try to push out and get those weapons, so for now, T1 still are operating with very weak weaponry.
And that's
who's been spotted now. Has to jump out.
Nats has to clear this space to make sure that T1 cannot get these guns.
Scale forward, Miniboo trying to find it. Will be able to clean it up. Nats with that outlaw. Aligns the shot onto Stacks. Meteor looking for the catch. Gets a couple tags, but just cannot confirm it. Camo still standing. Now a player advantage in the hands of Team Liquid. Sprinting towards this A side of the map, which just Buzz, just with a classic.
Camo has been incredible. He is so comfortable on that Yoru. See it all throughout kickoff in EMEA. Him and Martine, so strong on this agent. Let's see if Buzz can do any more damage, but he seems very concerned about a lurk of some kind. You're always wondering in the back of your mind, where is Nats? But he's on site. This should just come down to what kind of damage can T1 do, I suppose.
I think he'll be finding too much. Just Munch getting sniped out of the sky. And a sheriff in hand. Will Buzz even be able to find a target? Camo would get taken down to one shot. He's dialed in on this angle, however, has that Vandal. But never mind, TP's over to back sight, so not going to be giving him the opportunity, it would seem. Speed Buzz for a peek and a death into the spike as he tries to find Miniboo, but it's just a bit too elusive. Team Liquid continuing upward. 5-round stretch lead, just 2 away from closing out their pick of breeze.
And it just looks so comfortable. The way that they can just take space, they can play for the trades. Miniboo there just pushing up mid. Nat's going to re-clear. Stack starting to think, okay, maybe I can go for one of these guns. Maybe they're gonna go the other way, or I can have a moment after Izui gets killed. It's just not going their way. So now as T1, you're gonna take a timeout to consider what you can do to slow this momentum down from Team Liquid. And I mean, in some ways, you either gotta start thinking, you know, play for retake. You are gonna be having the money there with Buzz only going for the classic to get into the operator. So that's another potential, you know, boon you're gonna have behind you, but I don't know how much of a difference it's gonna make. It feels like right now it's just Liquid can just run at you, so you gotta give them that space almost and try something a little bit different. Try to set up for some early lurks or flanks if you can.
And I mean, again, going back to the win condition here for T1, it's Meteor not finding that stride still. Has only added 2 kills since
Hard
the
to
half.
believe.
Yeah, very unorthodox, very bizarre to see. Needs to find a step up off the back of this timeout if they want to try to take this breeze away from Liquid.
Yeah, when you've got the double duelist just frying like Team Liquids are, it's so hard to stop that in this meta.
17-8-9 for Camo.
Yeah, in this meta, that's exactly what you want as Liquid. They're gonna give it another, I mean, they're just probably just gonna slam into A here. Buzz has got the op, I mean, he's gonna have to get out fast.
Waiting for timing, going for the peak. Goes in a little bit deeper, sends out the shot, but it's gonna go wide. Now it's getting chased down. Little movements, Kurt's out towards safety, but is tagged up to all hell. 11 HP remaining. Now Meteor on an island, isolated and picked apart. Wayne able to find that kill. An explosion, death comes in, Purple able to find Buzz. Miniboo takes down Stacks. And it is just Munchkin still sprinting over to try to do anything. He'll clean up one, he'll get the enemy IGL, but he is not getting this round. Miniboo happily takes the off, and he will put them down with it. 12-6, Team Liquid looking alive and well, looking well refreshed here at Masters Santiago.
Yeah, and it's Miniboo. It's this neon that is the difference maker, for sure. You've never seen much from T1 in terms of being able to slow it down, being able to stop it, something they struggled against Nongshim with in Pacific. And Miniboo is also just an absolute menace on this agent. He is just breaking ankles, and T1 can't keep up with the pace, can't keep up with the speed. And it's an accoutrement of weapons. And of course, Nats wants to grab the Outlaw.
Everybody vulnerable to it. It's Isu, the first to fall. Purple collecting that kill. The scouting continues, Shorty in hand. Meteor is tucked here within the smoke, is looking for the kill. Will be able to find the one, but cannot get any follow-ups. Nats flushes him out with the Shorty. 3v3 as the dust settles and the spike gets planted. Wayne finds a headshot, falls low on HP, but still gets the better of Buzz. Tag reveals the reposition, he drops down. Now he's gonna be sending out the ult. Munt's been able to find the one, stacks through the kill on the purple, and it seems like maybe yet still some fight here for T1, but Wayne, can he make it happen? Just enough around the corner to not be able to get the shots through. Stacks will continue to excel for T1. They will keep this map going at least for another round.
Still doesn't feel comfortable for T1. This time, you know, a few kind of cheeky positions taken, hidden behind the smoke. That's just running with the Shorty at him. I absolutely love it, but, you know, Meteor at least able to get one kill in there to slow things down, but this A site has been absolutely brutalized. Meteor in particular has been dissected. Not something you would expect.
Oh, I mean, gone beyond pie at this point.
Yep, it's not great. It's going to be potentially difficult if you get into the post plan here with Nats having the pit too, and it's just Munchkin alone.
Once again, the try to delay, pushing forward, getting spotted, and Nats is the one to collect his head. Izu here, looking to try this back, and what a flick to find Miniboo. Hunter's Fury able to find Nats at the same time, at Purpo still here, still fighting. Tries to keep them in this to bring this map to an end, but as the smoke dissipates, Buzz will be able to collect it. Now it's all on camo, 40 HP, and a dream that he will have to carry over into the next round. What a play from Izu to find those 2 kills. T1 trying to march their way into an overtime, but it's still 4 rounds away.
He's just gonna swing out a little bit, and it's the transfer there, the flick onto Miniboo.
I mean, he might be the best transfer shooter in the world.
Yes. No, just think about some of those moments that he's had, especially on Abyss, man. But that was a map saver right there, and it's going to force a second timeout, or first timeout, excuse me, out of Liquid.
Yep. Never felt the need to pull the trigger on a timeout, despite that early back and forth. Plenty of trust there, deservedly, from the coaching staff, but now T1 starting to nip at their heels. Money starting to get whittled away at for Team Liquid. They want to just bring this one to a close, because as I mentioned before, that Vitality series, that run back, that how Vitality got so very close after, what, a 9-3 half, something to that effect? Maybe 12-3 scoreline at one point, if memory does serve. It ended up getting very neck and neck, so they want to try to just go ahead and seal the deal.
Yeah, and I think now you could start trying some different stuff as Team Liquid, because, you know, you've just been able to deathball at T1 and run them over for so many rounds, 4 rounds in a row, and finally T1 is able to, you know, get some of those site anchors into positions where they can at least get the kills, you know, get traded out before they get taken down. Don't give Team Liquid those numbers advantages, and then it's quick rotates as well from the rest of T1 to get there into position to disrupt the plant from Team Liquid. So now I wouldn't mind seeing you spread the map a little bit. Try to set up Nats for some lurks. Try to work some space. See if you can find a freebie opener and then change directions or something like that. Keep T1 off balance.
Seems like they're just going to go for maybe some pace here. 4 players, Nats alone in mid. Fight going to be lobbed in. Just double walk from the duelist of T1 over towards elbow. Miniboo again, just disrespecting this util at the front. Oh yeah, caught a glimpse, finally registered it. Now he's looking for the kill. Gets the headshot through the wall. Munchkin, still somehow alive, manages to fight back for a kill on a camo. Pushed out of the smoke, Bud's gonna be taken down. Izu only able to find the one, and now it's a player disadvantage as Stacks will fall. Nats on that late lurk, catches him off guard, and Meteor would basically need to double his kill score to keep them going. The spot onto one, a clip onto Wayne's head, a pounce of the poison orb that didn't go exactly where he wanted, but it's gonna be a pit to bloom forward. Ring around the rosy, catching a glimpse, but opening up with the shots, and now he gives away his position, and Wayne is encroaching. The kill is found, the map now finished. Team Liquid taking down T1 here, 13-8 on Breeze.
Yeah, this neon aggressive style for Team Liquid, that role. So it's just a matter of, yeah, how much are they going to be able to implement since the last time they played it. Now, it's been a little while for Team Liquid. They had avoided it since they made this composition switch to the neon. But still, you know, for T1, the desk was talking about it. What were some of the things that worked well for them against Nongshim when they were able to beat them on this map? One of the other things that they did, besides what the desk was mentioning, is shotguns. And whoa boy, Munchkin.
Oh, he is in such a bad spot. Izu here to try to peel back some of that pressure, but the entry swiftly coming through, and Miniboo continues where he left off, just running him down, and instantly 3 kills found. A right of the rope, Meteor will be able to find a shot onto Nats, and Stacks again has to do so damn much! Comes away with 3, and suddenly it's just Purpo. Stacks weak, there on the swing, looking for the kill, finds it, Meteor swings in from behind. And T1 will get the opening pistol here on split as Stacks continues to wear the cape.
I mean, it's a blast from the past to see Stacks playing like this, for sure, but I'm still concerned for T1. It's still them giving up the site easily. It's their anchor players getting run over. Yes, there were hero rounds on Breeze. Stacks does it again, but he needs some help. And yes, Meteor gets 2 kills there, a very nice round for him. But it was a very awkward start for sure. That was a great relay bolt, and then Izu uncharacteristically couldn't hit some shots, being unaccounted for up on top of the box. And I could see the pings on the map from Liquid just saying, hey, let's be aware of that. Make sure we know on entries, because they know that our default fast lane is going to cut that off from our vision. Hello?
Yeah, just walking through it, it's fine. Shot across, one into the chest, and little exit going to be coming through. Wayne able to find the one. Miniboo eventually confirming the kill. Munchkin going to be taken down, and his force buy is completely catching T1 off guard on this site. 3 to 5, barely any damage suffered by the players on Liquid. T1 might just have this round get away from them, but Wayne will fall. Meteor able to find the one. Swing in, spot onto Purpo. Still wary about a potential swing in from below. Stacks going to be pinned into the corner. Meteor looking to try to isolate them. Has him taken low. Tucks back away. Izu scaling. Miniboo tucked in behind the box. They get the read. They get the exit. Izu like a thief in the night, but the damage is dealt. Look at the HP bars, and Izu still quite far away. The swing in, the headshot found now. A 1v1 still an outlaw, and the time getting away from him. Miniboo has the upgrade. The drop down, the flash not finding anything. The round is already over. Izu will get the kill, but cannot get a win. And he cannot escape either. Red Bull clutch, Team Liquid, tying it up 1-1.
It's happened again. It's the exact same result. It's just different teams. It was Team Liquid who won the pistol on Breeze, then T1 with the thrifty, and then it's Team Liquid who's going to do it this time. Unbelievable, but it is a buy-up, of course. It is still the Stingers that are going to get the job done. Back and forth we go to start the map.
We have to gamble, but it pays off dividends now. Let's see, just a shorty and a sheriff. All the purchases here for T1. Meteor trying to put that to good use. The chase coming in, and Camo not to be dissuaded. Gets in on top of the enemy. Viper finds that kill, and Buzz dead at the same time. Only some damage found onto Wayne. Elimination still eluding them as the plant will come through. T1 now have to assess. We try to play in with this, with just classics in hand. Or do we just try to get tucked away and die to the spike? Should likely be the latter.
You would think so. But Nats doesn't want to let that happen, and Gonna lose one. Stack's gonna try to outweight him.
Blocks it. Minor damage though. And yep, that range going to very much be unfavored. As Nats with a 4K secures the flawless to get Team Liquid into the lead.
And already you're just seeing the same problems here for T1 that they had on Breeze on their defender side. Just not able to slow anything down. Just getting run over. Of course, it helps when Nats is just doing his best on the lurks. So let's see if there can be an adjustment here. I mean, you almost just have to give up the sights and play for retakes. You do have an op. It's on the A side, though, for T1. So the effective bonus for Team Liquid. Still a lot of firepower.
They're in, though. Flash is connecting. Munchkin going to be taken low, but Nats does not get this read. Meteor going to be taken down at the same time, and Munchkin doesn't manage to find a follow-up. The judge just not quite hitting right, as it's just Izu being seeked. An operator in hand that needs to be retained. And they can hunt. They have cash aplenty. And they've got Miniboo, who can sprint down at this Yoru.
And Izu's just going to do his best to try to avoid it. Footsteps masked. They're going to keep pressuring him, but he might just be able to kind of dodge this. However, he's taking a pause. This is going to give an opportunity here for Miniboo potentially.
Swinging in on the approach here from behind. Izu not letting credence to this at all until the last moment. Turns back, is able to find the one, but they can continue throwing bodies at this problem. Will do so, but Izu for now holding his own. It seems like Camo not looking to give him a final. Knows that he would be one away from having that dimensional drift online. So just the one weapon to be carried over. T1, do they consider a timeout? Do they let it ride?
You just don't have much util here as T1 to slow this opposition down. I mean, you've seen, like, you know, the disrespect of the snake bite, the disrespect of any util that they're throwing at him. And even with the shotguns, again, this is something that T1 tried to implement to slow down Nongshim. But right now, it's just these pushes down the extremities, down the lanes.
This is a buy if I've ever seen one. Be clear, the Trailblazer, a big reveal off the haunt from Stacks. But all the same, can't do much to try to stop him, but Izu okay. Lines up two for a collat. Wayne and Nats will both fall. Buzz pushing, chasing, buckying. Camo will fall. Weapon now going to be recovered. The push out of the smoke. Meteor eventually is able to find the headshot. Spike planted, and that leaves Purple to his own devices. Flash sent towards screens. Another one up close, but Munchkin just free fires the angle. And that will be T1 peeling back around win.
Yeah, and this is a great round. You're able to get the read on the direction that Team Liquid is going to go, and you're able to get that op into place. And even though you can't find the initial shot, the follow-up off of the TP for Izu is good for the collat. And that's the kind of things that you're going to need to start implementing here as T1. You need to be evasive. You need to be willing to retreat and play for those retakes, or try to find your timings to, you know, disrupt their plants. Oh, right through the fast lane. Beautiful for Nats.
Seems like he's just giving props to him. Sometimes it happens.
It'd be like that. All right, they're going to stack up 3 here, but it's just another A hit. Nats is going to go for alert. A minor adjustment for Team Liquid.
Ready to use the overdrive. Yep, sends it out now. Quick peel away from Meteor. Push out into Stacks' open arms. Able to find it, but does he anticipate this second layer? Wayne now scaling forward, gets the jump. Buzz out in the mid, able to find Nats, taking down that enemy Viper. Spike still in hand over at A main. It's a player advantage to T1 for the moment. It's Wayne trying to explore over towards Mail. Gives it a quick check, and there's the drop down, and Stacks. It's a nice how do you do. Purple now once again, last one alive.
He's gonna at least get the plant, get himself closer to Seekers.
Stacks pushes forward from here. There's an opportunity to isolate. Sends out the Trailblazer. Checks around, making just sure that elbow is cleared. It's a winnable position. Still just have that operator in hand for Izu. Fowler scouting, nothing spotted. believe a haunt now up and over the top, going to be cleared out. They know that he's back map. Here on the site, the Prowler to get cleared out, and he gets flushed into the open. Stacks the sprint to try to recover the operators. The fuse gets held here by Buzz. Should be able to get it in time, and he will. And now suddenly we're tied up at 3-3.
Yeah, and now you're seeing some good adjustments on the fly for T1. Something that you knew coming into this agent composition change. Still Stacks pretty sharp. That was a nice one from Purpo, but follow-up not going to be there. Clean up Stacks. Just some wry smiles from the coaching staff, but they do not look comfortable.
Oh, no, not at all.
Oof, and I wouldn't be either.
The same could be said for Team Liquid, so you see the timeout call from the opposite side of the stage as we get tied up at 3-3. Not happy when T1 are starting to find their footing and get a read on how Liquid is trying to pilot these rounds. So Lohan to get involved and try to see if he can turn the course of this map back into their favor.
Well, I think you're seeing here how important it is to get into that operator as soon as possible on the defender side.
Oh, yeah.
Because it took forever on Breeze, right? Before they were able to get enough cash to get into the operator. And now it gives you that ability to control one main or the other. And then on the other side of the map, if that's the side they hit, then fine. Give them that space and then let them dump a little bit of util, and then you play, kind of counteract that to find your timing when they're trying to get set up to go for the plant and that kind of thing. And it's working much better now for T1. So took a few rounds, but they're getting there. Now what do these adjustments look like for Team Liquid coming out of this timeout? You know, are we just gonna kind of go back to stock standard, just, hey, just save your util, go a little bit deeper with it?
They're 2 charges away from having 4 ults. There's just a decent amount of firepower here, so when it comes down to just hitting T1 with pace, Team Liquid very well could convert this into a win. There's Wayne immediately going for a teleport play up into heaven. No one here to disrupt this. All will fall. The noise going to be made. Stacks creeping forward. Buzz on the opposite side of this smoke. Wayne not going to play out of this one. Just plays back, and for now, the site is theirs. Liquid able to get set up for the post plant. They do have that pit, and it's going to be invested. Completely cutting off that screen's access. Showstopper is available for Buzz. First, they have to try to make it past this Omen. The push going to be coming through, and Meteor's just not ready for it. Wayne now with a free upgrade. Sends the paranoia across towards screens. Buzz sends out the ultimate, lobs it in. Purvo going to get caught. 1 for 1, but still trying to play into the pit. Nat's being spotted. Eventually flushed out. Stacks able to collect the kill. Munchkin, the op scooped up, finds Camo. It's a player advantage for the side of T1. Now it's just Miniboo here in heaven. Slides across, season not on it, trying to fish for the shots, and Munchkin swings from the back, but it ends up going wide. Miniboo seized in position. Rotates over, the fuse is already there. T1 thriving in the chaos, managed to steady themselves, and they get the round win as well as the lead.
Yeah, and it's good patience and a good read on where the players will likely have to be. Plus you have the dimensional drift there to give you a little bit of extra info, but in terms of getting that showstopper and getting value, you likely know that they're gonna be tucked into the back of elbow, and you can just throw one in there. Of course, Izu probably got a spot there as well to help it out, but it's a really nice play. Nas tries to step up into this to see if he can do some damage, but he's taken down by Stacks, who has been the hero for T1.
10-5-3.
He is playing so well, keeping himself alive on that A site. As that solo player, you cannot credit him enough with what he's doing for T1 on this map.
Quick clear, the dog is saturate, lobbed in, up towards B heaven. TP forward, and Munchkin ready forward, gets the punish, and they're just getting picked apart on entry. Camo now, last one standing, but given the economy, likely is going to have to just sit back. We'll stop it from being a flawless at the very least, can make this hurt a bit. Try to slow down the massive cash flow that T1 currently have. Widely needs to just get tucked away and retain this weapon, you would suspect. Still is feeling it though.
Meteor's trying to bait for Buzz. Camo senses it.
Buzz would love to get halfway to that next showstopper. As the jump up, he just hasn't registered it. Not seeing him there on the periphery. Give a couple additional kills over to Camo. But that is still going to be the round in the hands of T1.
You've got some time now to take a pause and take another timeout here. Let Nats rally the troops as Team Liquid. T1 is just going to hold the line and watch the spike to make sure that Camo, after getting that kill, isn't going to try another. But something to keep track of here is going to be these ults as well for T1. Like you're talking about, that ult cycle has been really favorable for them. All of a sudden, they're getting value out of theirs, whereas Team Liquid didn't.
The problem is, yeah, that previous round, that weaker buy, they end up investing so many ults on top of it. To not be able to find the round win, it's being quite costly. So T1 for the moment in position to really snowball the rest of this half into their favor even further. Is this just misregistration on where Munchkin's gonna be planted? He holds his own well.
I just am so amazed sometimes with how Munchkin realizes that it's been long enough that Team Liquid has forgot about that spot after the pistol round. Like, he just sometimes is like, you know, I bet they forgot. And he gets so much value out of stuff like that. He's going to have a judge for this one. They're going to try to gum up mid. Getting a good read here is Munchkin now, starting to feel that ideology that's coming from Liquid.
Double dash forward over towards Meteor, who will be taken out. Miniboo, that second layer, sprinting in, and Munchkin unable to make it happen with that judge in hand. Trailblazer cleared, Buzz tucking back, avoids a saturate, but they are just overwhelming them, giving him far too many targets. And this is where Team Liquid thrive. Shot goes wide, Izu taken down. And Team Liquid, what a massive round to rally back. The Stacks will get caught. Fantastically done from Liquid. So they're now just one away from tying it up. Still a chance to get themselves a lead at the half.
Yeah, and it's the Neon this time. That's the difference maker. The space creator. Get stunned there as well. And Miniboo able to double down. Not sure what Munchkin's doing. I don't mind the idea here from T1. The execution just wasn't there. You know, putting that shotgun into mid, they had the right read on where the push was likely to happen. Just Team Liquid outdoes them.
They didn't do what the desk was talking about, which is kind of ignoring that first little layer, focusing on the people coming in from behind. Tries to chase down Miniboo. Pays the iron price. Convergent path's now going to be sent out. They're barreling forward. Buzz is here. A little bit of assistance from Munchkin, is able to find that kill. They're just dropping like flies now as Camo finds a second. Stacks right in the rope. Ooh, should have been dead to rights. Purple maybe staring at the mini-map there. Will get a Nightfall out of the enemy fade. Just the spot on the 2, and for now, Team Liquid, they decide to just pump the brakes.
You're in a really tricky spot here, especially as Izu just be main control. They can still very much go through B Heaven, so he's gonna have to tuck in, just wait this out, ride this out. Meanwhile, Stacks going on a bit of an adventure. Wants to do
trying to get a flank in through the sewer. And timing's not going to be there for him, though.
But I think he's going to find a decent timing on the, retake attempt or the stop of the execute. That's an early paranoia from Munchkin.
Just trying to slow the approach and buy some more time for Stacks to get even closer. Munchkin scaling his way up through the stairs. And Stacks now striking, able to find the one. Izu out from Garage, finds a shot of the Camo. Suddenly a player advantage here for T1, but they're not out of the woods. Still a ways to go. Popo and Wayne could absolutely get this done. The hold, and Munchkin able to win out the fight now. Comes down to Wayne on the peak, shall fall. T1 closing out the round. Themselves now up to 6.
It got quite scrappy up by the tube. Stacks lucky to get away with his life. When he took a peek up there, even got a little damage in, had to throw the Nightfall just to keep himself from getting overwhelmed. But that worked out in their favor. They're able to buy some time to work the map. With Izu having B made, they say, okay, we'll play for A if they go that way, and then if they go for B, we're gonna get that lurk. Nats actually read it off of that paranoia, I think, that Munchkin sent, because he turned around to face Stacks, and Stacks won a big 1v1 there, up in Mail. So, Stacks continuing to just be a miracle maker.
And with just 2 more rounds to be played, Liquid, if they want to collect these, it's going to have to be off the back of just shooting and tactics rather than the ultimates here. Zizu considering a pop flash for himself, but we'll just go ahead, bound back in towards Vent. Smoke now fading and Camo gone. Meteor slotting forward into that smoke. Tries to get the snake bite out fast enough, but cannot, so Wayne gets the catch. In the end, a 3v3. Damage exchanged on both sides. Minibu still alive for some entry power. Nats lurks his way forward here at A main. Stacks, does he scale? The answer is yes. He's going on the hunt here. They will be able to find Nats once again. They're immediately going for the reposition as Munchkin TPs across over the screens.
Caught the timing, did Stacks.
Still fast lane and a relay bolt. Minibu needing to put a lot of weight on his shoulders. Stacks just keeping it quiet. Maybe trying to pretend like he disappeared back up the ramp. Now we'll start to inch around this. Sees the gun barrel, gets the adjustment, snaps on for the headshot. And Wei now has to do it all, but Stacks continues to stand tall.
He's 15-6 now. Where's this been all kickoff? This is incredible, the work he's doing individually, the timing there. Because the multiple angles that Nats has to be aware of, that he has to be checking, Stacks just happens to find the right moment. He's just doing everything right. And now you've got huge ults available, whereas you're not going to be close. You're a little bit towards the overdrive potentially, but you have a pit.
Might have to contest the orb here, which they shall do. No, actually, they're just going to go barreling right forward, but now this time it's Buzz posted up over the top. Not able to find that second kill, though. Minibu turns around, gets the elimination, now has that Phantom upgrade. Damage onto Purple, but still able to fight. It's a big fight about to happen in Garage, and one that Nats shall win. Izu now alone. Lexa weapon in the Dimensional Drift, spots out the players, tucks back over to Ali, makes his exit. Minibu can go for the flank as Izu able to confirm the kill on the camo, turns up, and he takes Minibu so damn low, but he cannot make it happen. Team Liquid rescue the final round of the half.
Whoa, I mean, some good adjustments on both sides, but some of those moments for Liquid came down to how cleanly could they make those executes happen. You know, if they're able to win this out, if Buzz gets another here, could be a very different round because Izu, the pop of the clone there, the kill of it, blinded up camo. Minibu with 4 HP, and that overdrive actually became very useful.
No, it very much did, but now time to take a brief pause and then get back into the chaos after halftime.
Pongámonos de pie, todos. Hay que demostrarle al mundo de qué está hecho este corazón latino. ¡Olé, olé, olé, olé! ¡Chile, Chile! ¡Más fuerte! ¡Más fuerte! ¿Dónde están los fanáticos de T1?
And this is some of the best crowd work you will ever see. Like Leonidas rallying the Spartans out there with his booming voice. This has been incredible.
This is S-tier crowd. S-tier crowd, S-tier crowd work.
And it's only 2 days in. It's only gonna get better as we get towards the end of the tournament. But these fans, they've been hungry for VALORANT. My God, have they been feasting, as have we, and everybody watching back at home. Because right now, a damn contentious map between T1 and Team Liquid.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of work to do here for Liquid. I mean, going to a defender's side with a double duelist comp on split can be tricky, and T1 is actually balanced in terms of their round win percentages on both sides of this map. They're at 59% coming into today, and they're basically right there, 7-5. I mean, you're expecting that again, and Izu gets 2!
Immediately shutting down Wayne and Minibu. Camo will be able to find that kill, perhaps recover the Sheriff if he pushes far enough forward. Stack's going to be watching forward for the moment. Would love to take that into his own hands, given that he just has the classic at the moment. And he will be noted, as will these players in mid. Camo just backpedaling. Stack still with the classic, and now scaling forward, pushing past this wall. The Prowler will be able to confirm it, and Stacks drops away out to safety. Separated from the rest of the squad. Meanwhile, Purpo still tucked away, hearing these footsteps. Munchkin gonna try to play his team in.
Spike down.
Buzz will find the headshot, collects the spike in mid-air. Now dropping down, 3 players alive. T1 want to stretch this lead even further with another pistol win.
Really nice mid-rounding here from T1. Let's see if they can convert.
Ammo around the back. Is it red? Buzz seems like he's got an idea of it, but can he win the fight? Shots flying, tags him low, takes him down. Final shot to the chest to go ahead and confirm it. Now it's down the Nats. Captain, the leader, the danger man himself, spotting out the first, trying to play this patiently, but eventually has to pull the trigger and will catch Meteor by surprise. Finds himself at the moment surrounded. Buzz still with a paint shelf. Just lob that in, but goes for the peek. Yep, sends it out. And the time is now away from Nats to try to play for blood, try to play for some ult charge, but it looks like T1 are just not going to give him the opportunity. And will get taken down. Buzz will find himself a third to try to fast track that showstopper as T1, they make it up 8-5, but the question again becomes, can they win an anti-eco?
I have no faith in it right now.
Oh my
Izu.
God.
Oh my goodness. I have faith in that though, in Izu's aim, that's for sure, but 2 pistols on this map for T1. Love to make sure that you don't drop Santiago. No buy up this time though for Team Liquid. Classics, 1 bandit in Camo's hands, something to keep your eye on there. Meteor might challenge that.
Move on with the spot. Meteor winning that fight over at A. Nats clearly getting lost on the minimap, and Stax is able to find 2, but Nats does come out on top of that fight. Stax, however, guns down 3. Passes the orb over to Izu. Giving priority to that dimensional drift, and now the spike can be planted. Once again, Nats left to his own devices. All the weapons that he could grab
Spike planted.
on the floor in garage. And it will be Izu to strike him down. 9-5, T1. They figured out how to win an anti-eco round. They'll find themselves up by 4.
Yeah, got a little scrappy in B garage. But at the end of the day, you know, the fact that Meteor not dying to that bandit of Camo wins that early battle. It's actually pretty big. Removes an extra layer from a potential retake attempt there. Might have dropped another gun. So that means you're going to have a couple Bulldogs, a couple rifles, a Stinger for Stacks. They're going to spread the map now. T1 going to want to work the map a little bit. Meteor going to challenge this.
Minibu holding close. Meteor on the swing in. Gets the spot. It's going to be minor damage suffered, and wall will fall, and he's just going to be overwhelmed as Purpo collects that kill. Snake bite out into Mail. That's trying to slow down this approach. Absolutely massacre them. Turns to the pop flash, and Buzz going to be struck down. Clone going in. They're barreling forward, and Nats is still able to find another. Stacks stunned up, saturated in position. Gets caught, and now it is just Munchkin left standing, and not for very long. Damn clean in the anti-bonus. Team Liquid finding their footing here on the defending side.
Yeah, nice turn of the flash there for Nats, and a follow-up paranoia from Wayne to set him up to keep T1 from being able to claim that space at B Tower. Nice push and pull play there. Meteor is just screwed in that position.
He's gunning him down, and he's also clearing every bit of utility.
Yep.
The haunt, the clone, turns the flash. That is
So
just
fast.
gorgeous from Nats.
He is unbelievable. T1 this time maybe wants to challenge this A-ramp pressure.
Now some parity here between the teams as far as the firepower is concerned. T1 fully clustered on this A side of the map. The question is, do they have any idea how quickly Team Liquid has taken that space outside of B?
Right. I mean, you were gambling that this was going to be Team Liquid's strategy.
I think a gun barrel was spotted. Purpo! 2 quick kills! The duelist's gone! Izu and Buzz both shut down, and now reinforcements arrive as Nats gets himself into position. Paranoia coming through, but he plays it close enough, and Purple gets a 3rd. On for an ace! Has the 4th! Can he find it? No! Wayne will steal it away, but Team Liquid absolutely shut down T1.
And this is just a better macro read from Team Liquid. T1 is expecting pressure at that same position that Liquid has been showing it round after round. It's the conditioning here. And they're just thinking, okay, you know, a lot of what Liquid has been doing is if it ain't broke, they'll just keep going into that well. And Liquid this time takes a pause, leave Purple on his own. And he's so good in that spot finally when, yeah, I mean, he's just so crisp.
He's Purple looking like Kiko, the way he's tearing apart a Pacific team at ramps. Munchkin getting ripped to shreds. Meanwhile, Camo looking to try to hold things here at Garage. Little dash away. Munchkin eventually will be able to find a kill as Minibu falls. Weapon collected, but it's down to 22 health. Himself TP'd up. Saturate going to be lobbed in. Catching on the buzz. Camo on the peak. Able to find Munchkin. That's that weapon gone. Swings the corner. Stacks able to collect one. Wayne is fully flashed up. Someone has to kill him, and eventually Stacks will be able to do so. And somehow, Team Liquid currently at a player disadvantage as Purple needs to do it all again, and he cannot. It's a Mastercard thrifty. T1 maintain a 3-round lead.
That's madness from T1. They invest the Showstopper and the Nightfall into that round. They don't get much value out of either, and they're still going to win it. Oh, Stacks there just at the very end, able to get it. Meteor tucked in under a rope for the final kill on the Purple, and it's a thrifty. T1 now right back into the driver's seat. Stacks 21-9.
He is having an all-timer.
What year is it? Max versus Stacks.
Blast from the past, but T1 looking to maybe rewrite a bit of history. The pit in play, however, in mid, and Minibu has an operator online.
Well, you don't have... Well, you do have an ult here to clear this pit potentially with Izus if you want it as T1.
But this is exactly what Liquid want.
Oh, yeah.
Funnel the players across towards this operator. You've got Purple there as well. Try to play him in.
Yeah, relay bolts, flashes. This could get nasty for T1.
Trailblazer had already been invested earlier on, so won't be able to scout this here. But now they know the operator, but that's also to try to play Purple into this position. But the Dimensional Drift will go ahead and reveal him. And Minibu on the re-peek finds Meteor. Blind coming through, sprays flying. Purple eventually going to fall at Izu's hand. Peek in, just a clone being found as relay bolts get sent out. Minibu trying to delay as best as he possibly can, but Izu hits a belter of a shot as Camo will also fall. Sent out the conversion path, which is not getting the catch that he wanted as Izu holds down the ramp. Now it's just Wayne out from screens. In a 1v4. And given the money, he's just got to back away. The operator, a lost cause, a lost weapon. Just dead on the site. Peeks in for one. Reads Munchkin's rescaling. And he's gonna look to try to use the op against him. But he's never been known to be much of an opper in his history. So we'll swap to the shorty instead. It's T1, 2 rounds away from taking us over to Haven.
Got to see this from Izu's perspective, because he, I think, bails out T1 quite a bit in this round, especially on that first kill, because I'm pretty sure he's the one who kills Purple when he's blinded up.
Yeah, he is.
Comes out of the drift, no one's able to kill him. Izu there spares a T1 player's life. Then he's able to get around that convergent path, as well as Munchkin. Munchkin had TP'd ahead of it as well, so some really good on-the-fly thinking from T1 and how to respond from the ultimate of Team Liquid. And that's a huge one that they invest. And again, here on Split, not getting value out of those ultimates for Liquid is costing them rounds.
And now similar situation from the first half, getting closer to the end of this map potentially. And the ult cycle just isn't there from Team Liquid. As they invest these, it's just not getting them the round wins converted over. Meanwhile, Meteor's going to be 2 charges away from having that pit available. Very much fighting an uphill battle from here. We'll see what they decide to scrape together. It looks like some weapon purchases are being considered. It is going to be a very scrappy buy.
This is kind of a tough one in terms of adjustments here for Team Liquid. Maybe start playing a bit more for retake. You know, because the way T1 has been playing, in the last couple of rounds has been pretty spread out at the beginning. They're looking for that aggressive push. They don't want to get backstabbed by those quick lurks that Team Liquid wants to establish with Miniboo or Nats or whoever. And so they haven't been able to get that map control, to get that map space consistently. Sure, they've done it sometimes, but T1, their changeup, looks like they want to take a page out of what we saw from Liquid with these 4-1 splits. Meteor's still having a rough go of it again here on split, but he's got 3 players potentially to contend with if he challenges that angle. Slow push up. Nobody going to be home for that op initially. Or excuse me, the Outlaw. Gonna pass it over to Munchkin again with the sniper.
Flash lobbed in, but it's slow scaling off the back of this. But Izu planting his feet. Miniboo unable to flush out that Yor, but Wayne eventually will be able to do so. 2 kills going to be found. Exchange for the one. A weapon now going to be scooped up. Munchkin immediately TPs over to A main. Purple nearby, just with the Sheriff in hand, stammering over towards Vents, anticipating potentially this rotation from Meteor. Now looking back over into main. Munchkin continues to push forward. He would get timing, but he pulls off the angle, but now has the spot. He's got the information. The question is, can he avoid being timing by Meteor, who's just around the corner? The swing coming in, and he cannot. Meteor collects it, but then quickly gets traded back. Meanwhile, Stax going to try to get into position to try to intercept. As Munchkin once again is just going across the world. Stax asked to be the hero once more as Liquid start getting the read. Nat's the first one, pushes forward, but Wayne continues to bail his team out.
He doesn't have time. He has time to get the plant, but they're right there.
Very close by. They hear these smokes blooming. The plant on the corner. Paranoia going to be lobbed through. Munchkin, no more util, and Wayne will find him. A 4K to keep Liquid alive, denying a map point from T1.
It's patience here for Team Liquid. You know, with that mid control that they're able to establish, they're able to quick counter flood T1 at the beginning of that round. And then Munchkin just, you know, with the time when he decides to go all the way around the world, Liquid's got a good read on it. This time Stack's not good for the heroics. It's been tremendous, but Wayne coming alive there with a big round. Now,
you heard it there from the man himself saying they're back. Mastercard thrifty to try to just get refocused. Eyes on the prize. This is still winnable for Team Liquid. Especially with that happening off the rip. That's your lurk. That's that A-side pressure alleviated immediately.
Meteor just cannot find anything. Nats.
Don't think he will have spotted anything there.
No.
A pixel showing, so Buzz does get slotted forward. It's going to be the bite on a timing. Quick little jiggle peek, but now Buzz's position going to be known, but he's able to find Camo. Actually behind Miniboo. Nats, however, still going to be a menace as Miniboo goes sprinting forward, gives his life for the kill. Munchkin trying to stand tall, but gets knocked to the wayside. Team Liquid whittling away at the economy of T1. They are 2 rounds from tying this up.
Again, these faster reacts that Team Liquid now is starting to bring, it's causing T1 some grief. Big win out in the open space. Nats, so steady there. Izu, a little off balance in his aim, so Nats decides to double down on it. They're able to just smother him out of that round. Again, good reads now starting to come through. So it's time for T1 to take a pause, talk things over a little bit more. Don't want to give any more to Team Liquid here. It's been a pretty good half for you so far. But your economy is going to be a little bit shaky coming into this next round, it looks like. So you're going to be able to have that full buy. You got to start worrying about things like, is there going to be an outlaw potentially? What else are you going to have to worry about?
I mean, this has to be a bit of a demon on the shoulder for Munchkin. How many times did we see, you know, last year with him on Gen G at global events? Toronto, of course, comes to mind, where they would get to this point, sometimes on this very map, where they'd hit 11, but they couldn't get over that hump. They couldn't make it to 12. They couldn't close out the maps. That's how Fnatic ran it back on them. It was that bit of choking right at the last hurdle. It's timeout from KDG. Trying to get them re-centered. Stax, despite being the hero of the map, of the series for T1. Looks like he will take that lighter weaponry, have Stinger in hand. Can they convert off of this? 2 ultimates available to Team Liquid, just a pit for Meteor.
I think I would have liked to have maybe seen a little bit of help for Meteor at that A ramp control, maybe throw Stacks over there. But for now, they're trying to keep Nats a little bit busy. Oh boy, Stacks goes moonwalking across mid there. A little bit lucky that the peak timing wasn't found. They're gonna stack up, but I look at the lean here, the strong side for Team Liquid. It's right where it needs to be.
Flash in, relay bolt to delay, and Buzz is just out in the open as Munchkin falls to the counter spam. Spike still on the floor, Meteor trying to push his way forward through mid, but Nats has him dead. This timeout is not working a treat, not at all for T1. And Stacks and Izu would have to work an absolute miracle, a 2v5 conversion. Swing in, takes him low, but cannot take him down. Nats still standing, now healed up. The raid boss stays alive, as does Team Liquid on this map. 11-10, they will be 1 away from tying this up. And this once again breaks the economy for so many players on T1. Meanwhile, they're still gonna be hunting. Stacks just cresting that corner fast enough to not be spotted out. Has to contend with Camo first, but there are so many sharks in this water. And he shall get bitten. It is a flawless Team Liquid. They want to bring this to an end 2-0.
You invested a lot into that round. You're gonna have to go for a Guardian for Munchkin. It's not enough for almost a complete buy as Team Liquid with a few half armors in there.
One enemy remaining.
Couple regens too, but Nats is really starting to feel it in mid. He is absolutely shutting that down. And you can see that T1 is trying to throw some util at him, trying to throw the prowlers and other things to try to get him off balance, but none of it's working. He is so sharp. He's out-dueled Izu a couple times there. Meteor had a weaker gun that last round, but still able to best him. And this has to be just an immaculate execute for T1.
Izu scouting forward, Miniboo trying to just challenge up close and personal. Immediately gonna be shut down as Meteor comes away with 2 quick kills. That's still here on the side. Izu TP'd in towards back.
Here.
Setting up a pop flash for the players to go swinging. Clone goes across, and now they know his position, but Nat swings out to his demise. Camo able to find the trade. 2v3 with a pit in their face. Camo and Purpo having their work cut out for him, now just a ladder. Seems like the pacey hit from T1 maybe working some magic, but Purpo still wanting to fight for this. Looking for the first, finds it, Buzz gone, anticipating his presence at Garage, but both players still lingering within that pit. Does he just make his exit? He's trying to check every which way. Nothing seen at Alley now. Noise going to be made, and Meteor will strike him down. The 3K from the Viper. T1 managed to get themselves up to map point. We might just be going to Haven.
Well, and it's exactly when T1 needs it. Meteor comes alive, able to clear the one behind the box, the next around the corner. They're doing a good job with the util once they get into the site. You know, once they get Izu in backside with his TP, they're throwing the haunts to check on the Nats. They know he's back there. They're able to clear him out. Doing some nice things in that round. Now you've got the showstopper. Buzz got it in death in that previous one. Stacks a couple away from a Nightfall, so you've got some ult cycles in your favor, but Team Liquid dangerously close.
No, they really are, so they can hold on for this next round. This could be massive for them to push it into OT. Buzz looking for the entry. Wayne, however, striking from behind. Meteor gone. Showstopper will connect. Miniboo going to be taken down. 3v4. Purple down to 22 HP. Izu holding it, screams. The swing coming in, and Nats dispatches both duelists. The bite layered forward. He could just drop the pit here and now if he wants to, as there's the dash in, and Stacks will be good for the 1 kill, but he cannot get the follow-up. Team Liquid continuing to fight back, continuing to persevere.
And it's just these counter moves between both teams. Now, Team Liquid's like, okay, they're going for the death ball executes. Let's get those lurks going nice and fast so we can counter it as soon as we suspect where the hits are coming. Oh, what a transfer there for Nats. Absolutely disgusting. Camo gives his life for the cause there, throws the saturate. Stax knows it. He might have had a chance. But because Camo still is able to have that util, because those early kills were so fast and so efficient for Team Liquid, able to hang on to it, and he's going to get the convergent pass out of that death.
And now here is a very dangerous gamble. A timeout call to try to work some thrifty magic. Also plenty for Team Liquid to have a discussion themselves and figure out how they want to just shut down one more attacking round to push this into overtime.
Gonna have the ability to maybe use Nats' ult in mid again to lock off that part of the map to force T1 into the extremities, where you can use some of that util that you've got from the Neon, from the Waylay, to gum up the works at the entrances to the sites, at the chokes. It's worked occasionally for Team Liquid. You know, Stax does have the Nightfall, sure, but you're gonna have to get some serious value out of it because the weaponry behind it is not going to be great. It's gonna be some stingers and only a couple rifles available for T1.
5 players stacked up outside of A main. Purple ready with a Trailblazer. A single kill gives him the Seekers. Could be a tell-all for now. See that Trailblazer taken down. A Prowler going to be exchanged. The Nightfall now going to be going through. Purple pushes out, and Miniboo is there. Buzz shut down on the entry. And already it feels like T1 are scrambling. Perhaps no second layer. No plan. If that raise just gets immediately picked out of the sky.
Trying to bait a reaction out of Team Liquid, but they're not giving anything up, holding their ground.
3 players nearby enough. Nats rotates over towards B, drops the pit, trying to just really limit their options for where they could try to go. Camo gets in position, watching towards Mail.
Wayne, though, he's right behind Meteor.
He's on the hunt, and I don't think they're going to get a read of this one. He's not making a lick of noise. Meteor, however, makes his way out into mid. There's the gun barrel spot. Munchkin barely manages to find that kill. TP forward, is able to grab the weapon, has the regen armor as well. So healthy enough, but 3v4 now. The pit still stands, covering Garage. As Purpo drifts across down over towards the top of ramp. Munchkin looking for a timing, but it's going to be Purpo who is rewarded. Turns back the Seekers, immediately invested. T1 sprinting right at him. Have to clear these out, and the time is basically already gone. Miniboo ready to intercept, swings the spike on the ground. It's over. We're going to overtime.
And you got to start feeling like the momentum is on Team Liquid's side. They are really starting to find some nice reads. Wayne with a beautiful timing, nipping at the heels of Meteor there to just completely stall out that round. T1 tries to send a bit of a fake towards B, but Team Liquid knows with that pit there, with the safety of Nats on B site, that they can lean in the other angle. We're gonna flip, see what we've got going here, what this is gonna look like for this overtime. And you gotta start wondering, are you gonna see a Nats outlaw? That's gotta be in your mind here as T1. They're gonna go for the op, but no outlaw.
For now, triple stack to B. Meteor. You're at Mail. It's to relocate. Trailblazer gets the scout.
Toxin screen down.
And scaling forward, gets himself tucked in. Pawn gonna be going through, and Nats collects the kill. Stack's dead. The A site now broken open. TP across, but pushed forward into the smoke, and Meteor is there, able to collect the kill. Now scales up even deeper into heaven, and Miniboot does not register him at all. A push and pull across the map. A player down, but Team Liquid now creeping their way back across towards B. Buzz watching from stairs, opening up with a spray, and Camo is the one that bites the dust. Munchkin at back sight, able to, okay, send out some shots, but they don't connect. The purple continues to pound. 3 kills for him, the Sinker's built up, and now it's just Izu. Armorless. A 1v2. Flash towards Ali, scouting, nothing. The drop down, Wayne posted up above, but it's purple to collect them all! The 4K for Liquid to gain the lead and match point!
And purple is perfect for Team Liquid in a couple of big rounds. Right there on the Munchkin, Meteor tries to swing, Buzz just a little bit late behind it. Unbelievable. And that's got the coaching staff on their feet, and rightly so. Do we get the immediate timeout? We're right into it. The barriers are about to drop. And after it looked like Meteor was gonna bail T1 out, it's Purpo stands tall.
And now T1 need to manage to do what they barely were able to do at the end of regulation, which is win on this attacker's side. But that is a great way to start. He's catching Nats on a jiggle peek timing. Tries to get a snake bite out. Purple, however, he wants another round of Seekers in OT.
Yeah, and T1's looking for the extra layer in that mid approach, but nobody was there. They were late. They were trying to suss out Meteor, trying to punish him.
Triple peek potentially in the mid.
Yeah, this delay might have thrown T1 off on their read.
This can get messy very quickly as there's the spot. Buzz trying to align for the kill. Eventually he's able to find him at Purple on the swing, finds that kill, but Izu comes away with a third dimensional drift now online. Sprints forward, calling Purple's location. Just dances around him, drawing the attention. This Meteor gets that headshot now. Camo, the one asked to be a hero, the one asked to work a miracle to try to bring this series to a conclusion. Otherwise T1 will find themselves reset. Spray will not connect. 13-13, we keep going.
And this time it's Izu, who's been the best player for T1 so far this year, wins some big fights in mid. Little help from his counterpart duelist in Buzz, but this one as well, huge, huge, huge that he gets Nats to open up that mid space. Yes, it tries to be re-cleared, refilled.
Flash.
That is disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And we go again.
This time though, a changeup, no glass cannon. And it's gonna be a triple walk down mid, but look at Liquid. They're poised to try to clean this one up, but it's gonna be T1 coming away with the lion's share of the kills. Both duelists gone, just Wayne and Nats.
Shadows traveling.
Let's see if they can get a 2v3 conversion from here.
The fact that you're able to come out of that with an extra player as T1 is so huge right now. You're still hanging on to a ton of util.
Swing in, the spot out. Have to suspect that they're not gonna be playing alone here, but they still wanna check for a flank. Peek in the mid, nothing spotted now. Smokes shall bloom. Spike in play. Very much a world where TL manage to make a go of this, especially as Munchkin gives him a freebie. Feet spotted on the TP down, Nats immediately brings it now into a 2v2. Wayne still around the corner, the smoke, blooming the pushing, gonna have to come in, and Izu will fall, looks for that transfer, cannot find it, stacks. Against an old nemesis, an old thorn in his side, finds himself in a 1v1 to try to get this up to map point once again. The smoke falling, and Nats stands tall!
It just feels like T1 not thinking through all the angles, all the corners. He tries to TP down there.
I wonder if he meant to go on top of the box, but misclicked it.
That could have been a bit of a mistake from Munchkin if he thought they just wouldn't be holding that angle, and maybe they'd set up for the crossfire from garage and backside or something.
Nats has given it to him across the stage. Once again, Liquid have the upper hand. One more round to bring this series to a conclusion. Avoid going to Haven, a map that they have not displayed yet this year.
Well, look at the map presence here. They've got control of both mains. They're already getting in towards sewers. Meteor, gonna see that or hear that relay bolt. Now has to hold the angle, so T1 just has to take a pause, take a reset. And Team Liquid gonna back off. Claim their map control for now. Leave Purple further forward. T1.
He's been so damn reliable.
Yes.
Getting closer, 4 players about to ride the ropes up the top, out of the sewers. Munchkin still on that deeper approach as here comes the swing. Purple, a couple shots, they end up going wide, but he's still gonna be good for the kill. Some minor damage found on the sacks as well, but in the end, a trade.
I'm out of here.
Smitty Boo, quick jiggle, gets the spot onto Izu. The plant coming in, Buzz, one away from a showstopper. Two screens, one at Heaven, one at Ramp.
Munchkin so deep. Trying to bait him out.
Just trying to outpatient this. Izu as well, watching the main, but now the push coming through. They're making their way out onto the site, and Wayne from on high, able to find that kill. Nats from elbow, comes away with it. Showstopper gonna be thrown out, but he doesn't get the catch. Munchkin now, last one, but he cannot make it happen. 15-13, Team Liquid change up the comp, and they rattle T1.